there's so many things to do, and we mentioned this event, Taste of Charlotte. Let me finish my sentence. So many things to do this weekend here in Charlotte. Taste of Charlotte is happening this weekend, and so if you don't know, if you just got to the area, Taste of Charlotte is a 3-day food festival in Charlotte. It features samples from area restaurants. I mean, you're talking about live music, activities, so many things to do, and so many people show up to this event. This is not just local businesses or restaurants. These are regional and national partners all coming together to put on a great festival. And correct me if I'm wrong, Jeb, tonight or today is the first day, or this evening is the first. Is it the first evening of Taste of Charlotte?
Yep, starts today.
It starts today.
It started about 4 hours ago.
Okay.
Yep,
I just wanted to make
11
sure.
to 11.
11 to 11. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. So it's underway right now. So look, you may be ducked out of work early, or you may be planning to leave work a little early, or you may be planning, to leave work at normal time, go home, and then go out there. Or you might be just off today. So before you go out there, here's some things you need to know. Our Vanessa Rufus got a chance to talk to one of the organizers of Taste of Charlotte. Let's listen in.
And we want to start things off with some fun. So we've got, with Taste of Charlotte, Jessica Robards to preview this fun event coming up in just a few days. So it's a multi-day event, June 6th, 7th, and 8th. So we wanted to give folks an idea of what they can expect. This is happening in Uptown, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We take over the streets, or Tryon Street, for 5 blocks. We start at the heart of Center City, which is Trade and Tryon, and go all the way down to Brooklyn Village and line the streets with Charlotte local area restaurants. That is the local part, is supporting these restaurants in downtown Charlotte, or Uptown, right?
Yes, Uptown, going to be filled with different places for folks to check out. From what we've covered the event in the past, and from what we've seen, usually it's either, I don't want to say food trucks, but there's some sort of like vendor type setup where people can go from tent to tent, if you will, and sample. You actually brought some props for us. This is a token situation. Is that what you have? Yeah. So explain how folks can actually partake in the food.
Yeah. So it's a free, non-ticketed event. So it's free to the community. We line it up with the end of school and kick off summer, and it's a lot of fun for everybody. But it is a restaurant festival. We don't have a lot of food trucks out there, which is part of the confusion. Like, I'm glad I'm kind of clearing this up, unless like a restaurant has like a mobile unit that they're out there. But they come out, and the restaurants do set up in tents, and they get to feature 3 menu items that they want to share to the public, and you buy these tasting coins, and so you can buy as much or as little as you want and go around and taste all these different items that the restaurants produce. And if you like what you taste at Taste of Charlotte, you should be going back to their restaurant for the full menu and the full entree. So that's really the gist of it, and people will go around. Each of the menu items will range anywhere from 1 to 4 coins, so they're small tastings, and you can taste multiple restaurants, multiple flavors. The flavors are, we're trying to represent, the like Italian, we've got Caribbean, we've got Ruth's Chris and STK and the steaks, we've got Latin, pizza, burgers, just every Charlotte flavor that you could think of that I can even fit on Tryon Street. I wish I could fit everybody. We try and make sure everybody's represented so you can have a good taste out there.
Let me get a look at those tokens. Here, pass one over. I want to see.
So, keep that coin cup.
All right, so folks, here they are. So we can see it actually says Taste of Charlotte. And is this a good representation of how many coins you get?
Yep, so in 1 cup, you get 14 coins, and each coin, the more coins you buy on site and on the digital app for digital coins, which I'll go over in a minute, that changes the cost a little bit if you buy more in bulk.
Okay.
But yeah, you just use these coins and you go around and taste all the different items that have a big, here's another one with like Food Lion, Taste of Charlotte. Oh, reaching for you. Food Lion is our big supporter of our event, and we're so thankful that they help put this on, which makes it free to the community. And I'm just kind of pulling up the menu here. We've got a brochure that'll be out at every coin booth, and you can just kind of pick it up and figure out what you like to eat, circle it, go around and make sure you're hitting all those booth items that you want. And if you can't eat everything in one day, you can certainly come back on, Saturday and Sunday to try things as well.
Yeah, it's a 3-day event. You mentioned all of the different types of restaurants that are represented. Is there a certain radius that these restaurants come from? Are they all strictly in Charlotte, or does it kind of branch out Mecklenburg County in general, or does it go beyond?
Yeah, so it's local to Charlotte. We've had restaurants from the greater Charlotte area as well. We like to include Rock Hill, Gastonia, Monroe, Indian Trail, but mostly for what we have room for, the people that have applied and gotten in are, in that center city or in the greater Charlotte areas. But everybody's local. These are not restaurants from, Charleston or Raleigh or anything like that. That's what the local part is.
Yeah, and we wanted to point out for our viewers here who are watching on Live Impact News that our producer Jeb has pulled up the website for Taste of Charlotte, and that particular site where it talks about all of the restaurants. And actually, Jessica, you can look over there, and you can see some of what our viewers are able to see right now, so you have an idea of all of the different places. And I'm familiar with some of these as being right there in Charlotte and beyond, but like you mentioned, right, just
Yeah.
for our area.
Yeah. A lot of the flavors, we've got a wing place at Voodoo. I can see you scrolling through the Smoke Pit, which is award-winning barbecue here in North Carolina out of Concord. So yeah, we do reach up in there as well. We've got Mr. Three's Crab Pot. We've got STK for the steak. Enrico's Italian. I know I'm just kind of going through when you scroll and what I'm seeing here. The lobster mac and cheese from Cuzzo's Cuisine. They come back every year. Just really every category that we could try and represent in Charlotte that has a Charlotte restaurant, we're trying to do so everybody gets a flavor that they like.
Yeah, I have a family visiting town actually during this period of time, so I was thinking about bringing them, and I'm just kind of curious, what sort of atmosphere is this like? It sounds like the street is closed because you have folks who are going to be walking around on try-on. Do you have live music, or are there other events or just other things that people need to know about as far as attractions when they show up to the area?
Yeah, great question. We have packed this festival. Every block has a different theme. There's live entertainment. There's the Louisiana main stage where it's music, and we have we're not Love and Life or anything, so we're not bringing like major musical acts, but that's local musicians are there to perform, as well as heavily scheduled with community groups. The community groups that are dance troupes, cheerleaders, drumming performances, yoga classes, martial arts, like every 5 minutes there's pretty much something going on, and so we're real excited about that one. That's at Levine and Tryon, yeah, of course. And then we have 2 other area stages. One is in the Tavern, which is our beer area, craft brewery, which we're featuring Victory Brewing lineup there, where you can taste and have those types of items there. But that stage has dueling pianos, so it's got this like bar feel. People
fun.
Raise their glasses, they sing along, cheers, that type of thing. But then when you do the counterpart in the wine cellar, you take, it's more relaxed. You've got your chill wine tasting and wine drinking there. We have singer-songwriters and jazz and that type of feel, so you can find an atmosphere on a different block. And then we've got the cocktail corner, which is a little bit new. It's got DJ music, a Barbados Island feel. It's on the Beckler Plaza to hang out there and just have like a great time, and so this new cocktail corner is actually new, that we get to feature kind of off the beaten path in the Beckler Plaza, but it's just like right there off of Tryon Street, because if you're telling friends and family, this place does get busy. The corridor is busy, the other side on all the sidewalks, but I just love the fact that people are kind of out and about, hanging out with each other. Again, being free to the public, it's just a lot of fun for everybody to get together. I love it.
Yeah. So explain that, free to the public, but you talked about different tiers of coin purchases that you could do. So if you could you walk through maybe some of the pricing then?
Yeah,
For folks
so
to know?
it's $20 for a cup of coins, and then as many cups as you want, keeps going. That's what you get on site when you go to a coin booth. A coin booth is located on every block. So just come on site at any block and get started, grab a menu and see where you're at. The different blocks are like 100s through 500s, so you'll find where you want to go and kind of figure out where you are. But if you want to avoid the lines, you would get on the tasteofcharlotte.com, go to the app, or and just download from the App Store, the Apple App Store and Google Play, Taste of Charlotte Guest. Create your account, and I'd say do it now because there is an activation process where you just check your email and activate, and then buy your coins. And so 35 coins is, I think, $50, and then it goes from there. That'd probably be, and you can get more or less. It's really up to you, however much you want to do. And that's going to cover all your food and beverage items, including not just the restaurants, but all the beer that is there, all the wine, all the cocktails. But if you don't, if you want to just shop and all of our local artisans and that type of thing that people are selling, you can just, each one of those purchases just goes directly to, cash credit for supporting that local artist that's on site as well.
Yeah. So why Taste of Charlotte? Why should folks come and taste Charlotte?
I mean, this is the premier event where you can taste all these different restaurants in one spot, and then just get reminded of like who's been here, who's new, who do you want to try over the summer, for the rest of the year, that type of thing. They're giving you a taste, and then they're also giving out a lot of promo items too. So, restaurants may be giving away like 20% off this, free dessert, free app. Like, you don't know until you get there and try their items and find out what they're giving away, so you can go visit them again for the rest of the summer and the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly have some great gems of restaurants here in our area, so it's cool, to your point, that folks can come to one spot and taste them all if they want.
That's right. One thing I was going to bring up about the digital part is kind of back to the coins, is downloading the app. I can help you demo it really quick. And I've got a little phone here, and we've got of course you can buy coins, and then you just pay the vendor that way.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to stand in the coin line. But we've developed a little system where you can share coins with friends digitally. And so I'll give you this phone right here.
Oh.
Yeah, you got one coin left. Poor thing.
Here we go. Can y'all see it? I'm
I
gonna
don't
get
know
up
if it
closer.
shows up. So
It shows up.
all
Yep.
right, there's me. I've got a lot of coins.
Well,
I know.
Miss Moneybags.
Seriously. And then I would like to give you some coins if you don't mind.
Okay.
So go to the share a coin little menu item.
Okay. And it says give coins and receive coins.
Yeah, so you're going to receive coins and I'm going to give you coins.
Amazing. Oh, okay, and it's got a QR code.
Yep, so we'll just tap.
Oh man.
We're just going to tap and give some coins. Do we do this on camera or?
Oh yeah, we got an overhead shot. Oh, it did it.
I gave you some coins. And so now you have the ability, to receive those coins.
21 coins now.
Now I'm left with 104, sorry.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you can do that with family and friends. Sometimes people have one coin left or they're leaving and they just want to tap their friends. Sometimes families share this as well, where they've got some kids with phones and they maybe will go off and get their own meals, and you can text mom or dad and say, I'm out of coins, and you can purchase more and put them on there as well as the tapping function.
And of course, as one would expect, on the app I see you can access the map, so you can pull that up so you know where everyone is.
Yep.
Very easy and convenient. Anything you would like to leave our viewers with before we wrap things up, Jessica?
Oh, man, I mean, that's one of our biggest things is we've been developing this app. When we were unable to do Taste of Charlotte in 2020, it was
Yeah.
something we really sort of put our heads together to produce and do. But yeah, there's a know before you go tab on Taste of Charlotte. It's got all the parking, coin, app, visitor info, tasteofcharlotte.com, and just a lot of the kids' activities. Maybe I forgot to talk about was the fact that there's a whole section with Levine Avenue that has 15 different rides. You get a wristband to play all day for kids, so bring the family. You can get them occupied while you're tasting some food. And then we've lined like at least one activity per block so you can kind of move down the line and keep your kids entertained throughout the event, as well as the adults being entertained as well. And we've got a lot of tours this year, which is like fantastic. We're so excited about the interactive, we've got Instax Fujifilm. I think they're going to do like those Polaroids are back in style and that type of thing. Go RVing is there and it has interactive camper stuff for everybody kind of getting on the road this summer for camping. Again, the stages that are there. And the Truist neighborhood. So, one of those things is like we've got 2 area blocks where Truist has taken over, and they're purple on the map, so you can find them. And it includes the marketplace, which has our local area artisans, so you want to support them. People like David French, who, paints those wonderful Charlotte historical buildings and that type of thing, along with, your soaps and candles and jewelry and all of that. And then we've got the wine cellar in the Truist neighborhood. And then, of course, the last but not least is the Food Lion front porch. Like, they've got this amazing trailer that folds out into a front porch. You can actually sit on a porch and have lemonade and have rocking chairs and just play games and just a lot of those like experiences that you can really get immersed into at Taste of Charlotte, where you're at least eating and drinking and having all this fun, but you get to like experience a lot of different things on site. So. We've built it all year, and we hope the city of Charlotte and the community enjoys it.
I mean, it sounds like a really great event. We'll remind folks once again, this is June 6th, 7th, and 8th, so really coming up in less than 3 days at this point.
Yeah.
I'm looking, by the way, at your timer, your countdown clock on your website, so that's how I know. 2 days, 15 hours, 40 minutes until Taste of Charlotte. You can find more on tasteofcharlotte.com. Jessica Robards, thanks so much for joining us here on Live Impact News. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you inviting me. Thank you so much.
All right. There you have it, folks. Okay. You can learn more, of course, at tasteofcharlotte.com. We'll remind you once again. With that.
Happy Friday, everyone.